Hey, I'm Cadence Kidwell, proprietress at Fuzzy Goat in downtown Thomasville, Georgia, and I'm going to be showing you lots and lots of some new indie dyed yarns. But first, I just can't say enough about last Saturday's local yarn shop day. Your support was amazing. And yes, you did your bit to make sure that we're around for many years to come. I walked out of the store at the end of the day last week thinking, gosh, I wish I was 20 years younger so I could just do this forever and a day. So I hope you too are doing something this weekend that you wish you could do forever, right? I mean, that's just such the best feeling. And thank you for giving me that feeling last week. It was just so much fun. So we're not going anywhere. We're just having a great time. And I have one of the things that I just love to do is show off our yarn dyers. So we have a favorite and two new ones to show you today. So I'm going to start with our old favorite, which is Less Traveled Yarns. These are already up on the website. This is Paloma. Look at this spring happy group of colors here. So fun. Melissa was wearing this one yesterday because she had actually bought this color when she was a customer before she was my right hand, and she made a hipster light. I'm sorry, not a hipster light, a weekender light in this color. So this is Aubergine. This has 90% superwash merino, superfine merino, superwash also, and 10% silk. So it's got a little bit of silk in there to kind of temper the wool, and you know I just love that, especially in this warm climate. So I love watching all you guys clock in here and watch us, especially those of you who are also in a warm climate along with me, Amy and Elena. This one here, is this Prickly Pear? Yes, this is Prickly Pear. This is one of my absolute favorites. Look at that. And it also has 463 yards, which is unusual for one with some silk in it. We usually don't get that much yardage with one with silk in it. And so you're looking at these and you're thinking, okay, but what can I make with them? So Susan knit this one here. Susan Johnson. This is the Ada shawl, A-D-A-H, by Amba O'Brien, and she used a highly variegated yarn, and look how fun that is. In fact, this was one of the yarns where one end is a whole different color than the other end, and so I just think that's really beautiful. And it takes 657 yards, so you'll want 2 skeins to do this. And it's just a fun kind of bandana-y scarf thing. I think I'm going to tie a knot in it here. So the Amba shawl, and I'm trying something new. I'm now putting the links over on the pages with the yarns. So when you go to fuzzygoatyarns.com and you look at traveling yarn or Paloma, you'll see the links to the patterns that we're talking about. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But that way, when you go to the yarns later on, separate from Facebook, you can see the pattern links. We'll see how that goes. We also have, speaking of the website, we also have under yarn, we have the yarns categorized by weight now also. Also in the category of, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But we're super thrilled. And the color name is now bigger so you can see it. So it's always a work in progress. I swear that's a whole other skill set that I've learned in the last 2 years is website development. Okay, but back to the fun stuff about the yarn. Because all of that is in service of sending you yarn that you can do to make great things with that. So here is the Rocket Tee. So this is what Melissa pulled, and you could do this in one color or you could do it in 2. So a Rocket Tee out of the Paloma with a little bit of silk. You could stripe these 2, or you could do it all in one color or all in the other. And so the thing to know about that is it's not spelled like a rocket, which I thought it was. It's Rock-It-Tee is how that goes. So that would be great with this yarn. And then so would the hipster, the lightweight hipster. I keep wanting to call it the hipster light, but it's the lightweight hipster. Is a great way to use a highly variegated yarn. 1 skein of your really sweet special yarn. And I think this Prickly Pear would be just the ticket. Let's see, if you could do it in, yeah, she says you do it in 1 skein. So there you go. I think that's the way to, I love, I'm much more of a shawl person than Melissa, so I'm all about buying the one skein that I just love and then trying to find that one skein wonder project that goes with it. So that would be the Lightweight Hipster. And those are the Paloma yarns. And then we got more of the tweed. And so I don't want you to think tweed is only for the fall, though this is a nice fall-y color here. Well, thank you, Harriet, for wishing me Happy Mother's Day. Thank you very much. The tweed here, this color is also, this called Merlot, and I'm leaning back here because this spin stitch poncho that I have worn before is very similar in this. It would be really pretty in that. But a spring poncho in cactus flower, how beautiful would that be? So that's a great thing to make with the tweed because it's got that, but really you can even make, going back to the Lightweight Hipster, I think that would be a really fun kind of bohemian look with that. And then I love this green Jack Pine. I have some of that put back for a sweater. I need from the last batch, not from this batch. So we've got all brand new ones up there. And Do Me a Solid, which is a really bright, vibrant teal. So look how pretty these teals are. Let me tell you the yardage. These are 438 yards. And so Sarah is a yarn dyer in Phoenix, and she just makes this beautiful yarns. 85% superwash merino, and 15% is the little neps, the little tweedy guys in there. So that's traveling yarn. That's super great. I mean, we wouldn't believe the yarns we got it this week. We got all kinds of fun stuff. I feel like I could talk to you for 2 hours and show you all the new things. But I won't do that. But I'll probably come on again later on this week to show you some new things. So speaking of tweeds and new yarns, we've waited a while for this one, and it was well worth the wait. This is Native Fibers. This is Megan in Charlotte. Brand new dyer for us, Native Fibers. The name reflects honoring her father's heritage. And she sent us some tweeds that are really different than any tweeds we've had before in colorways. So Melissa's working on a tweed easy folded poncho, so that would be great for that. And a little bit later I'm going to show you some other patterns for DK that you could also use for this. Amy says I bring it on. I can talk for 2 hours about yarn. Absolutely. So this is a DK 85% merino, and then that 15% with the little neps in there. So I just love that we can do like a tweed and a fingering, and then you can also do a tweed and a DK if you like. I just love the extra little bit of texture in there. And you could also make the Look Squirrel sweater with this DK and the tweed. The pattern would definitely show up with that. So this is this colorway is Olive U, EWE, and it's a nice soft olive. I think the Look Squirrel sweater, you know how I feel about yellow, would look great in this yellow tweed honeycomb in there. And this really great red, which is called Santa Baby. Isn't that fun? And Melissa said she's using 4 to 5 skeins. You could use 4 in making the poncho, 5 if you want to make the cowl around her neck there. So that's the easy folded poncho yarn. The easy folded poncho that you could use for the Native Fibers DK. And you can find these at fuzzygoatyarns.com. You can also text us at 229-236-4628 if you need even more help planning projects. I know we have one pending this morning. As soon as we get settled here, we're going to go help Laura with her project. Thank you for your text. So that is from Native Fibers. So she sent us the tweed, and then she also sent us this camp sock. Now, I will admit, this particular group looks very fall-like. We did order this for a fall delivery, but one of the beauties of working with indie dyers is that they're human beings, and things happen in their lives, and things take over. And I love that we can be gracious enough to say, when it comes, we're going to be happy to have it. So we are happy to have this fall looking group of yarn. Because the truth is, by the time you finish it, it may be fall and you may be really happy to have it, right? This piece. So the yarns are beautiful, even if they do make us think of fall leaves, which it has been 90 this week, so I am more than happy to think about it. Exactly, Robin. Knit it now to wear it in the fall. So that may be, I'm thrilled to have this group of springy yarns here. And I'm also as thrilled to have this fall group. I just like that we aren't tied to fashion trends and seasons, right? We're making our clothes. We're so glad to be in the slow fashion world and really buying our undergarments, buying our basic layer to go with what we're making instead, or our skirts, which several of you are great fans of, which I love. Okay, exactly, Sherry. You won't finish till fall anyway. All right, so let me show you these. So this was fun because I picked out these 4 from Megan's catalog. Look at these, and I'll show them to you. And then asked her to pick some solids to go with them, which, of course, they go beautifully. So what could you do with these? You could do I thought of something here. You could do a brioche, right? Some of you guys might want to actually try that. I love brioche. I'm quickly wrapping up many of my projects, so I'm in the market for a new one, and I am searching probably for a brioche pattern. So this uses 2 skeins, 2 different colors, and it's like drawing with yarn, and I also love because it's reversible. So I thought of the brioche. So I put a link up for that. That is Leslie Ann Robinson's Sizzle Pop there. So it would be really pretty in these 2 colors. This one here is Mystic Falls. I love that little bit of, not little bit, but that significant amount of aqua in there, and then some of that lightweight. This highly variegated yarn would also look great in this piece here, Ada, A-D-A-H. Brioche is another way to use a highly variegated yarn because you're not going to care about pooling or anything like that because it's just going to be all broken up in a very interesting way, as same as with this. This one's really beautiful too. This is Acorn, and it's not just the fall colors in there, but you've got a little bit of light color to go along with it. It's really rich, and then just every now and again this kind of little bit more rosy color, which would go beautifully with cider. So Acorn and cider would make a beautiful, this would make also a nice rocket tee also if you wanted to stripe it, or really any 2-color project or sweater. This one is called Cabin in the Woods, and it's probably the most highly variegated of the group. I just love this. It just makes me think of Girl Scouts. Everything about this, the colors, makes me think of my little brownie uniform. And I think I might pop it up with this one here, Lady of the Mist. Oh, let me tell you the yardage. This has 447 yards, and it's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. So that's really pretty. And let's see, did I, Mystic Falls, I brought over 2 Mystic Falls, right? Yeah, sorry about that. So that is native fibers. We are loving having native fibers as a new dyer and are glad to really support her as well. And she's from Charlotte. So another Southern dyer also. She also sent us this amazing, and it went overboard, so excuse me for just a minute. Coming back. Oh, I see a stitch marker over there on the lodge floor. Okay. She also sent us just 10 of these pressed flowers kits. So there's enough yarn in here to make this amazing pattern. And it's a DK. And the colors are this really vibrant emerald green. Here, let me just take them out. So the main body would be this emerald green. And so this is on our website under Pressed Flowers Kit. And so we have a limited edition of these where this would be the main body. And then the pink would be the flowers. All our kits are the same color. And this is what the shawl looks like. So isn't that lovely? I love this shawl. I love these colors. That's why I got them. But because they're limited edition, I may wait to see. I want to make one, but then there's only 9 left and not 10. So I may wait a second or two to see how you guys. Otherwise, I'm grabbing one for myself. So that is the other special thing that Megan made for us. Yes, Barbara's saying it's going to be up in the mid-90s this week. That's why we stay inside and knit, right? Yeah. And Sherry says she's still afraid of brioche. Okay, it's just knitting. So like if it doesn't work out, you take it out and you can go again. It's really great, right? My mom's a quilter, and so she cuts the fabric, and you can't go again once you've cut that fabric, but you could go again with knitting. That's what I love about it. And lifelines, I use a lot of lifelines when I brioche in there. But the outcome is so satisfying. All right, then we got one more new Indie Dyer to show you. I'm super excited. This was also on the list of ones that I waited quite a while for. This is Lady Dye, her yarns, and she had a collection. First of all, I've been waiting to get Lady Dye for quite some time. So when she had this collection and said, this is available, I said, yes, absolutely. She is a black yarn dyer in Boston and very sought after. I think these yarns would also look great in the Sizzle Pop. We've got some DK to show you, which would also go great in the Look Squirrel. But the collection is the Bridgerton Collection. How fun is that? Okay. I can't wait to show you these. So these are fingering. These are a single ply. I love single ply. One of my favorite yarns in the shop. The Foxy Lady is a single ply. And I like how it's lofty, but they're not plied together. So let me show you the difference here. So here, this one here has, when you take your yarn, you can see that, let me get this separated here. You can see that there's several smaller threads twisted together. So that's a plied yarn. This is a single ply. It's just one ply, a little bit thicker ply than the ones that are plied together. And it can have a little bit of a halo on there. I love a single ply. It can kind of plump up and everything. I think it's a lot of fun. So let me tell you some of the names of these. So, all right. This one here is Peachy Penelope. Now, I am a huge Bridgerton fan, so it delighted me no end to read these here. Yeah. Thank you, Robin, for saying that she's a community builder like us. She is. She works really hard at that. So this is Peachy Penelope. This one here is Whistledown's Watchful Eye. Isn't that fun? This one, actually would have thought this one was going to be named Penelope because she's always wearing yellow. But this one is Observant Queen. And I love it. You know how I feel about that yellow. This one is Second Sun. I love that green. Also, particularly like this green because I think it's kind of a greeny yellow. These two together would actually make a really pretty rocket tee. This green here is Lord Featherington. And he does always wear green. Okay. This one here is, I should make you guess. Lady Danbury, right? She is always wearing purple. This one is the Tawn, so it's named after the town, the Tawn. This one is Contemplative Colin. I think Colin deserves a little more color than that. I think I might sell him short. And then this one is Daphne's Resolve, and it's a really pretty kind of light bluish periwinkle color. So those are so fun. These are the single ply. Thank you, Luann. Ask the yardage. I meant to say that. You guys are keeping me straight. 400 yards of a single ply. Yeah, I'm really loving these Lady Dye yarns. All right, so let me show you the DKs. So the DK, you could also crochet the DK in this pattern here, Sarah's Grove. And again, I'm going to have the links for these up on the product pages. In fact, I already do. I put them up last night. So this one here is the DK. And I would show you, there was one that we sold all out of the other, the day the box came in, and it was for Simon. So I'm sorry I can't show you that one there. But this whole group is so fun. All right, so very similar colors. Let me show you ones that are new. That weren't in the fingering. This one is Secret Sienna. Sienna being the opera singer, I believe. I could be wrong about that. I think that's the only one that isn't also in the fingering. But just look at how they take the dye a little bit differently too. So same dye. This is the DK, and then this is the fingering with the single ply. So this is plied, and this is 100% superwash merino. And this is also 100% superwash merino, but just the way the fiber is spun can make the dye be a little different. So I think you could also make the Look Squirrel sweater in this as well in there. So those are three brand new boxes, 2 brand new dyers, and then less traveled yarns also. So you'd be helping out Sarah, who does less traveled, and Megan, who's doing native fibers, and Diane, who is Lady Dye. And it's just so fun to be a part of all their lives. Somebody said the other day, she said, do you really know the first names of all these dyers? And I mean, I'm looking around, and I'm going to say probably 10% of the yarn in here I don't know the name. But 90% I do. And so it's just so satisfying. Just like we really work hard at knowing your names too. I think that's what I had for you today. It seemed like I went through a lot. The links are going to be on the pages there for the yarns, but I'm going to go put the pages up for the yarns so you can go there and find them. And I want to say thank you again for the super fun local yarn shop day last Saturday. It was really amazing. And I'm just so grateful to get to do what I do every single day. I hope those of you who are mothers have a lovely day tomorrow. My kids are coming over. They're all adults. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to play Tomopoly. I'm going to put the link up to that. That is the Thomasville version of Monopoly, of which we have a square on there. And I thought, they're all held hostage. I'm going to make them play the game with me. So I'm gonna put the link up so that you can see what we're gonna do too. And if you are not a mother, you still deserve some nurturing, right? I mean, goodness gracious, just being women in this world, and men too. Me, knitters and crocheters, we are nurturing the world, and we deserve a day to, just get a little salve on our soul. So thank you very much. I'm gonna go put the links up. Have a great weekend.